Hi, this is Allie.
And this is Cadence.
And this is A Touch of Tomorrow. Today we are going to be talking about social media.
So social media is a term for internet sites and apps that you can use to share content you've created. What apps do you think you mostly use?
I would say I mostly use Instagram. I find myself just scrolling, so
Yeah.
I like Instagram.
I watch a lot of TikTok, and I think that's kind of like a problem, honestly. I've tried to delete it a few times.
That's
but
me
it's
too.
hard.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Big thing, it's a big effect on teenagers. What do you think?
I definitely think it is. I think it's definitely consuming teenagers' day-to-day lives. We wake up, we look for our phone. That's how it is.
It's that dopamine, which I think a lot of adults see as a bad thing, but then also at the same time, I think it's beneficial for teenagers.
Yeah, it definitely has pros and cons. It's very mentally draining if you're not using it right, but it can also be a tool, so that's good.
Well, I was looking into it a little bit, and it says that social media, if people use it for over 3 hours a day, it is actually they face twice the risk of having negative mental health outcomes, which includes depression and anxiety.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that real. And on that note, I kind of want to compare data rates from depression versus now and then. And I seen this thing, and it said in the early 2000s, the rate of adolescent depression specifically went up, especially between 2005 and 2017. 11 to 20 area, it really bloomed.
I feel like that's kind of a time when social media was becoming a bigger thing too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we can see now that 93% of teens worldwide are on social media.
Wow.
And that's over 5 billion teens worldwide.
Yeah. And I feel like more people are on it at school too.
Oh yeah, I can definitely agree to that. I'll be sitting in my class and I just see so many kids on their phones, they're not engaging in what's going on.
No, well, it sucks because we have the phone caddies, but no one really uses them unless the teachers kind of bribe them to do it, which
It's also beneficial putting the phones up. It's good to get a break.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of it is also there's headphones, and a lot of people want music now to kind of be in their minds.
It definitely has a detrimental effect on the learning process in school, and it leads kids to struggle to stay engaged in class, and they can miss important information or assignments.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's also hard because a lot of our work is online now.
Right.
A lot of it is just on the computers, which it's kind of a more AI thing with that than social media itself. But at the same time, I think a lot of people can get information from social media and try to put that in their assignments.
Right, I totally agree. And on the brain, it definitely leads to comparisons, which can lead to increased anxiety and depression and low self-esteem. So
I see teachers on their phones and stuff.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's a preferred thing. Adults are going to use more Facebook, teenagers are going to use more TikTok. It's just kind of what they need.
In my family, we watch a lot of TikTok, as I've said, but my parents get hooked on it, and so then I get stuck hanging out with my little brothers, or they're constantly on their phones.
It's crazy to think about, seeing how many people are actually on social media. It makes me wonder how old social media really is.
Well, I think the first social media app that came out was in 1997, and it was called 6 Degrees, which was kind of it was a lot like Snapchat and Instagram, where people could send and receive photos and messages, and they could talk to each other and post.
That's cool.
And
leading to a economic
breakdown.
Yeah,
I think
seriously.
Social media came out and people didn't realize the effect it was going to have.
Do and think of, but to what point do we need to stop,
Right, it makes me really worried about the future, honestly.
Same.
And another thing with social media and just how long it's been around, it's crazy to see all the people who have really gotten up there. And
oh yeah,
Charli D'Amelio was big for a while, and she got a lot of followers on TikTok, and then there's
right, just from dancing. Yeah. Somebody on social media sees a big person's feed or their opinion, they're gonna follow that opinion. They don't know what their actual facts behind it is. It's bias.
Right, and they just kind of hop on that bandwagon and kind of go with it. I think that's especially in women, and we see them they're starving themselves, and they're trying to make themselves look like these supermodels, and
Definitely.
it's that's not realistic. Social media is only what people want them to see.
Right, and it's I know I've definitely experienced that, so it's so hard to get out of that cycle.
Yeah, and I was looking into it, and actually influencers make more than the average household just from posting videos.
Which is crazy, because it's what are they actually doing that's benefiting the world,
Right.
If you've made it this far, I just want to take a moment to thank you for listening. And I'm Allie.
And I'm Cadence.
Thank you for listening to A Touch of Tomorrow.
I never seen a real rainbow. I still believe though.